p.m. This meeting is being held on Treaty 6 territory and the homeland of the Métis. We extend our gratitude to those who came before us and have called this ancestral land home for generations. We respect and honor the treaties, reaffirm our relationships with one another, and move forward together in the spirit of truth, reconciliation, and collaboration. Call to order at 7:01 p.m. And I'll just say to start the meeting off here real quick, welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed your Christmas and New Year's and your holidays. So.
Ready for the next one.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody's warm.
All right, that the agenda for the January 12th, 2026 meeting be approved as amended and attached to form part of the said minutes. We are adding items 14.3, public hearing, discretionary use. Add item 14.4, public hearing adjournment, and move item 9.2.9 to 14.5. Councilor Blair. Is there anything else from administration?
No, that's.
Okay, anything from council? All right, all those in favor? That's carried. Declaration of conflict of interest. Do we have any from you guys on council? Okay, myself, I will be declaring conflict for items 14.4 and 14.5. So if you see one that you missed, just let us know. That the minutes of the December 8th, 2025 regular meeting of council and the minutes of the December 16th, 2025 special meeting of council be approved as presented. Councilor Blair. Has everybody had a chance to review the minutes? See any errors, omissions? Okay, all those in favor? That's carried. That the financial statements for the period ending November 30th, 2025 be approved as presented. Councilor Stewart. Everybody's had a chance to review them. Any questions or comments on the financial statements?
I can just make a comment.
Sure.
With the upgrade that we did with Munisoft to the GL, the financial statements are a little bit different. They have a little bit of a different look. I have gone through them. There were a few mistakes that were noted. Munisoft prepared and recreated our financial statements. There were a few errors and I sent them back. They corrected them. I have gone through the majority of them. If there are errors in the reporting, if I haven't picked them up already, please let me know.
Okay.
As far as I know, everything is good, but I just wanted to make it known that I just got them back here about a week and a half ago. So
okay. Thank you, Maria, for letting us know. So if there's no questions or comments, all those in favor? That's carried. That the financial report for January 12th, 2026 be approved as presented. Councilor Watts. Okay. Does anybody on council have any questions on the financial report? Okay, all those in favor? That's carried. That the reports of senior administrative officials recorded as items 9.1 to 9.2.8 be received and filed. Councilor Vic. All those in favor? It's carried. That the department monthly reports be received and filed. Councilor Stewart. And with that, we'll start off with operations and engineering and Jamie.
Yeah, I don't really have much more to add, except for Saturday we had another hydrant hit by a vehicle over by SK Valley. So that's number 2 this year. So we're slowly getting to get all new hydrants.
This is good.
That is right, I just thought that'd be funny. But yeah, it'll be another SGI claim. This one, Mike is sure that he can repair himself. But we will be billing for our time and, for the equipment to repair, so. But just wanted to let you all know.
All right. Are there any questions or comments for Jamie? All right, thank you, Jamie.
You're welcome.
Next up, we've got our fire department monthly report and Paul.
I guess, yeah, following, Jamie's report there, I normally don't post pictures of casualties on Facebook, but we did have a picture of the hydrant as it was sitting underneath the car, so. I did break my own rules there, so I posted that today. I won't bore you too much with, my report for this month. I'll focus on the annual report. I had hoped to have it here, today for you. As I've said, it's been a little bit busy lately, so I will have it for you on the 26th, and I will dazzle you all then.
All right. Any questions or comments for Paul and his report? I know we had a quick chat. It looks like it started off as a pretty busy year for you already, so
It
hopefully
has.
we can turn it around. All right, thank you, Paul. Next up is leisure services and Chelsea.
Thank you. So you will see that we are hosting, or the Evergreen Center will be hosting, mixed doubles further February 16th, so we're prepping for that. We also just hosted a U13 tournament, which was very busy. I think there was 12 teams in that, with a Hawks game on Sunday as well. So the rinks and the Evergreen have been busy with those types of activities. I will also comment that we purchased the CL Pro for brine lines in the rink. As council, where we had that motion at the previous council meeting. We've added it, and we have not lost brine since December 19th. So we have
9:15 meeting?
Pardon me?
I got a letter about 9:15. Is this the 9:15 or 7:15 meeting?
Yes, it is.
It is.
So we've added it, and prior to that, we were losing brine daily. We'd have to add some every day. We have not lost any since the additive was added. We do have some contingency of it, which is great. If we need to go into that, we will. So that was a success at this point in time. Knock on wood, somebody with that. And I think that's about it. The restaurant at the Evergreen staff have been very busy, working with the new tenants, getting it up to code. We had public health do a preliminary inspection the other day. It went quite well. We had a few different things to address, but we've pretty much handed it over to them, and their target open date is January 26th. So it's going good. It has a very different look. So we've changed some things, and some things that needed to be changed, we did it differently, so it looks new and fresh and exciting.
Well, it is exciting.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Chelsea. Are there any questions or comments for Chelsea on her report? Les?
Yeah, I'm curious, Chelsea, the hockey tournament, was it local? Was it,
It was our minor hockey league that put it on, with 12 teams from out of town.
and then
10
have
teams
they
from
had
out
it
of
before?
Yeah, U13 does host typically every year. I don't think they hosted last year though. Did they? They weren't on the council?
U15 did.
Oh. So yeah, they host every year. This is a bigger one though.
Bigger than normal,
Yeah,
so is there, do you think there's a reason that, why they chose, or like, obviously,
No, we're just amazing.
yeah.
Two rinks, though.
Kind of where I'm going, yeah.
The dressing rooms have made it much easier for us to host bigger tournaments.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 4 and the Jubilee have made it a lot easier to be able to host.
That was my question, why here? And
Those reasons. For amazing. And the dressing room.
good enough for me. What did you have to say? Or
All right. If there's no other questions on those reports, All those in favor? That's carried. That council hereby authorizes renewal of the existing fidelity bond insurance coverage as contained within the certificate of insurance provided through Assure for the year 2026. Councillor Stewart.
Thank you. Each year, the town is required to purchase insurance, a fidelity bond that protects the municipality from any claims that arise due to fraudulent activities by employees. And so the $500,000 bond that we have it satisfies the municipalities act requirements, so we are covered, the town is covered for any fraudulent behavior.
This is good to
It-
approve.
Yeah, it's just an annual,
Any questions or comments? Okay, all those in favor? That's carried. That the council of the town of Nipawin confirms the town meets the following eligibility requirements to receive the 2026-2027 municipal revenue sharing grant. Submission of the 2024 audited financial statement to the Ministry of Government Relations. Submission of the 2024 public reporting on municipal waterworks to the Ministry of Government Relations. In good standing in respect to the reporting and remittance of education property taxes. Adoption of a council procedures bylaw, adoption of an employee code of conduct, and all members of council have filed and annually updated their public disclosure statements as required, and that we authorize the chief administrative officer to sign the declaration of eligibility and submit it to the Ministry of Government Relations. Councillor Watts. And I think we're all in compliance. So.
yep, and these are just another annual resolution that we have to make, just in order to get our revenue sharing from the province. We're required to do all of those items, and we've done them, and we're eligible for our portion of the sharing.
All we need now is an increase. Joyce?
Would the increase come from the PST? Is that where this revenue sharing is coming from? So we have to spend more and pay more PST to get more.
I'm doing my best, Joyce.
Any
Just
other?
where some of your PST money is going is back to your municipality.
That's right, yes.
Well, everything costs more, so by default, everything PST should be more.
Mhm.
Any other questions or comments then? Okay, all those in favor? That's carried. That council hereby authorizes administration to commence the title acquisition process for those properties with tax liens registered June 10th, 2025 that continue to have outstanding property tax arrears as recommended by the GM of Corporate Services. Councillor Stewart. And who would like to speak to that? Maria?
I
Or-
can speak to it
Okay,
if you want to. This is just an annual thing. We registered the tax liens last year on June 10th for properties that had outstanding 2024 property taxes. And now 6 months after that is when we need a resolution from council to commence the tax acquisition process or title acquisition process. So we'd be issuing the 6-month notices.
and there's quite a few. Okay. Any questions or comments from council? All right, all those in favor? And that's carried. That council hereby authorizes administration to submit application to acquire title to the property located at lots 10 and 11, block 9, plan 101621281, extension 57 and 58, title number 149502663 and 149502674, and to commence all necessary actions in accordance with current legislation, and that all outstanding accounts be transferred to the tax roll as recommended by the GM of Corporate Services. Councillor Stewart. And I think this one is pretty straightforward, behind on taxes. Any questions or comments? All right, all those in favor? Are you opposed, Les?
I'm not sure yet. Is this,
I can speak. This is a property that has been in the tax enforcement process. It's gone through. The individual received their 30-day final notice, which is the final thing. They did not request any extensions from council. They've made multiple promises to come and pay the taxes, and they don't come, they haven't shown up to pay them.
and this house is for sale? This is the next.
This is a different one. It is,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that help you out?
Yep, it does, yeah.
Okay, I'll call the question again, so no problem. All those in favor? That's carried. That council hereby agrees to extend the agreement to suspend tax enforcement proceedings for the property located at lot 17, block 13, plan 101615037 until May 31st, 2026, under the same conditions as the original suspension as recommended by the CAO. Councillor Watts. Michelle, maybe I'll let you.
sure. So this property is the same, was at the same stage as the previous one. However, that individual requested from council some time, an extension to the tax enforcement so that they could list the property for sale with the realtor and potentially sell it. And November 30th was the deadline that council had approved. And the house didn't sell. And I actually received a phone call today from that individual. They had somebody looking at the house on the weekend, and they have another one coming to look at it tomorrow. And it just, if we can extend it for them, it would be less time consuming on our staff, because once we acquire title to the property, we would be required to keep the utilities on in our name and go to the house to inspect it every couple of days for insurance purposes. We would have to shovel and plow and do snow maintenance. So over the winter, it would be extra work for us. And if we wait a little longer, we'll still get our taxes or our funding back, whether we take it now or we wait until May and allow this person the opportunity to continue trying to sell it. It is listed with a realtor, so.
So my question is, when May comes along and the house isn't sold, are we gonna continue to?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm stuck right now.
Setting precedent.
My thing is just the winter,
Okay.
there's extra maintenance involved for staff. It's extra staff time that would be required, and I would say this would be the last opportunity to extend it, and just on the good grace that they have listed it with real estate. They've lowered the price a couple of times now. But that's council's decision. If
They are showing some idea of trying to get rid of the property so they can pay the taxes back. There's a lot more liability, I think, with us in the winter.
The deadline was November.
It was, yes.
And there's an interest that's attached to the
There
titles too, so.
Yeah.
If it does sell, I suppose if it doesn't sell, you're still gonna have to sell it somehow or other in the future.
Yeah. So, any other questions or comments? Jeff, do you have anything to add?
No, it's just one of those things where it's a nice house and it needs somebody in it. I think it would just be more of a pain. And she's actively trying to sell it. Right now, the market's weak. This is not the time when people are buying houses right now. March, April. And usually when the spring comes, it gets a little bit hotter. So. That's,
Yeah.
so is she gonna set a deadline?
So is this gonna be the final extension, is where I'm going with this, because it is setting precedents for everyone else.
When's the last time? No.
Yeah.
I think a lot of this stuff is very much case by case basis, right?
Yeah,
It is.
So we're not dealing with something that's run down and falling in with the roof
Right,
falling in. We're
right.
dealing with something that we're gonna have to have someone basically in. So
It is. Yeah,
that's what it will sell. It's just,
yeah, it's just taking a little while.
Yeah, giving it 1 month to sell maybe that wasn't realistic back in October, giving 1 month, maybe
Yeah,
at that point, we should have given them recommended that we give them a few more months.
if it sells earlier, then
Mhm.
saves us.
well, that's fine, I just don't want the rest of them to go ahead and say, hey,
yeah,
well, we're trying.
Mhm.
But,
right,
so,
Well, and like the previous one made promises to come in and didn't, so
so that's where
Yeah.
I'm kind of
Mhm.
going. with
Yeah.
this.
case by
I'm not
case.
trying to be the Grinch, but it's,
No,
again, it's,
We're opening a can of worms.
Mhm.
yeah, we are.
I'm okay not setting precedents. I don't even like that word, right? So the decision will come to council in one way or another, and if the circumstances say that we gotta vote a different way, a different time, then I'm fully okay with that. Precedents can be darned.
You're right.
Mhm.
Case by case.
We move that deadline. There's a human factor here too, I believe, so.
Yeah, and I
I
agree.
think the deadline was for, because it's spring. Easier
yeah,
to
trying to
move.
get it a little bit into the spring season. Hopefully there's more of an appetite then. So. Okay, so the resolution is to agree to extend the suspension of tax enforcement proceedings, just as a reminder. All those in favor? And opposed? That's carried. That council hereby approves the allocation of $30,000 from the Hawks Dressing Room Reserve, 310100704, and $12,246.02 from the 2025 sponsorships operating budget, 451620422, to fund the submitted invoice for the Nipawin Hawks dressing room renovation in accordance with the approved funding agreement as recommended by the GM of Leisure Services. Councillor Vic. And Chelsea.
Thank you. So we have an agreement with the Hawks. It was a 2-year, 30,000 per year agreement to assist them with renovations to their dressing room area. We did require that they submit invoices at the time of requesting the funds. They are currently requesting 42,246. The rest would sit in their reserve for a later time. They decide to do more renovation sites. I've gone through each of the invoices. The one that I would flag is the farm and fitness one, and whether council does want to proceed with that one. They requested the farm and fitness to help save costs and membership fees for the gym, and when looking at the agreement, it didn't really specify that that wasn't part of the agreement, but kind of a bit of a gray area, so. So all in with all the invoices attached, it's just over 42,000.
Thank you, Chelsea. Jeff?
Why are we taking this $12,000 out of that other reserve? Shouldn't they all just come out of the Hawks reserve?
There's just 30,000
Right
in
now.
2024 in the reserve, and then 30,000 in the sponsorship, in 2025. So the remaining sponsorship will be moved into reserve. You're
Yeah,
asking why didn't I just leave?
yeah, I'm just
30,000?
leaving,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
why wouldn't we just have 60,000 in that reserve? It's 2026, so, and then just take it
Oh.
all from that reserve instead of 30,000 from one reserve and then the 12,000. Maybe it's not moved in there yet. Or-
It's not. So we have to have a request go to council to move that
Yeah.
money into, so it's not in reserve.
Mhm.
Could have just done 30,000 from the operating.
I
and
think
the rest.
instead of pulling from a different reserve and then we have to repay that reserve. Cause
I'll have
30,000
to
will go
pull
to,
from the reserve regardless. I'll have to, because I only have 30,000 in the 2025 operating, and that hasn't been requested to be transferred to reserve yet. So regardless, I have to pull from reserve. I should have just done it the other way where I did 30,000 from the.
I didn't think that we had budgeted 30,000 for them in 2025.
Yeah.
We did?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No, 60,000 total.
60,000.
It was 30 in 2024 and then 30 in 2025.
Yeah, I remember doing all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So,
So I could have done it the other way where I just did 30,000 from the operating budget
yeah,
and 12,000 from the reserve.
But you're in a new year, that's why you're.
We could still switch that around.
Yeah.
Hey. It's
You'll
okay the way
just
it's written.
request less transfer to
Yeah.
reserve at the next meeting.
So we would have to change the resolution now then.
We could.
I really
find-
think you should leave it the way it is,
Yeah.
because you're spending the money in 2026, not 2025. So when
Yeah.
we do the 2025, you're gonna have to move that 30,000 into reserve anyway.
okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sure.
I
Sure.
understood.
And then that leaves only like
I understood. you put it down.
17,000.
Are there any other questions or comments? Jeff?
Just in regards to the exercise equipment.
Yeah.
Don't know how everybody feels about with a renovation budget, it going towards funding exercise equipment. So
Yeah,
legitimate
I-
thing to bring up and
I agree. It's the renovation, the building's ours. We put up a wall, it's our wall. But if we put up equipment, they take the equipment. It's their equipment. That's kind of my thought.
they could sell the equipment or they could.
Yeah. So,
And then who's responsible to repair the equipment?
right, or replace it.
Yes.
So I'm not sure that I like the idea there of using it, our fund to buy the equipment. What does everybody else think?
I feel the same way.
About a gym owner.
Yeah,
We can amend the amount
Yeah.
and give,
So if we amend the amount, it would drop the amount going to the Hawks to 31,206.40. Which then we could take the. Yes. That could all just be a request coming from reserve. Minus the 1,000.
go ahead.
Do you have any idea how much more renovations they have planned for that space? 'Cause we'll still have 30,000, 29,000 at that time.
29,000.
Yeah.
I don't. I think that they pretty much have done what they wanted to do. But I can reach out and ask them. They did do a lot of in-kind work, which really helped with their bottom line. Closins did a lot of work there, and I know some of the contractors, they did put in some hours that they didn't bill for. So that helped a lot.
And so when you see it through those eyes, right, this is probably $30,000 renovation that probably cost double, but they only charge that, so.
Correct.
It would have build it differently, they would have been able to get their fitness equipment. That's another way of looking at it, because a lot of things were done in kind, and if there's no more, well, we put that money, $60,000 for the Hawks, so it's.
I
That's kind of where I was going with that, that if this is it, we're coming out.
We're coming out $18,000 short.
Yeah, but I was understanding that it was gonna stay in a reserve. Do we pull it out of
For
reserve
the
and put it
future.
to something else?
I would think
Well,
it would stay in reserve, and then if you had a furnace failure or.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be used for necessarily a renovation for the dressing rooms. The
Right.
Well, I mean,
HVAC.
the furnace in the dressing room, sorry, but yes.
If we could have, I'd be okay with approving the 42,000, but we have to have something that the equipment can't be sold and the lifespan of the equipment, which good equipment's proper, and I know a lot about good equipment. It's approximately 10 to 15 years, that the lifespan of that equipment, it must stay there in that dressing room, in that facility. It can't be sold and it can't be moved.
We're gonna throw the maintaining. at
They
them.
they have to maintain
They
their
have to
equipment.
maintain at their own
They need
expense.
some help, I know a guy.
Would you
So,
like to add that to the resolution?
I think that's the only way I think we could approve 42, right? Or else they can turn around and sell that equipment for 11K, so.
Yeah.
Right.
they're actually.
I think it's being more than fair, and if they would have charged for the in-kind, that work that a lot of the other contractors have done, then they would have probably been closer to the
The 60.
60 anyway.
sure. Yeah.
So, let's try and find that.
So do we want to add that to the resolution then? Or,
That, it's not my resolution.
I think we should.
okay,
So then we're covered.
So the lifespan of the
Yeah,
equipment, which
yeah.
is good equipment's upwards of 15 years, right? If it's maintained properly, maintenance is on them, and they can't sell it.
And what happens with the difference, the $17,754?
Stays in reserve.
Going to say, leave it in reserve for now.
And what's the name of the reserve? Is it the 25 sponsorship operating budget?
No, it's the Hawks dressing room reserve.
Parks, this and then.
In the arena.
In the arena reserve, sorry.
Arena reserve? Yeah, that's better.
It's in the arena reserve.
So you're such a stickler.
And we don't know, they could come to us with a number of more receipts in the next
That's right.
short period of time.
And it would come out of that reserve
Mhm.
as per agreement.
Yeah, if they just would have done things a little differently with their contractors, they would be able to have it all.
okay, so I've got the resolution standing with the additions, equipment not to move for its lifetime. Equipment cannot be sold.
Put a lifetime 10, a minimum 10 years. Because everybody has a different idea of what an equipment lifetime is, but good equipment maintained properly will last that long.
I'll add for lifetime as well under the sold portion. And then maintenance to be the responsibility of the Nipawin Mills.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're all right with that, Stacy?
I'm good with that.
All right, any other questions or comments on this? All right, all those in favor? It's carried. That council hereby denies the request to approve a spay and neuter program request to utilize a veterinary clinic outside of Nipawin as recommended by the CAO, as Honeywood Veterinary Clinic is the town's only approved service provider. Councillor Stewart. Michelle, do you want to speak to this?
Sure,
quickly?
we received a request for the subsidized spay and neuter program. This individual doesn't want to take their animal to Honeywood Vet Clinic. However, according to our policy, our subsidized spay and neuter policy, Honeywood is our only approved clinic. We had reached out to the other one when the Nipawin Veterinary Clinic changed hands when it sold, and they weren't interested in joining that program. So in accordance with policy, we're requesting that, or we recommend that we deny the request. However, council could choose to waive the provisions of the policy and cover the cost at a clinic of the proponent's choosing.
Any questions or comments?
I think this is a program that the town is. No, no.
Pretty straightforward.
Exactly.
All right, all those in favor?
Of denying, right?
Yes,
Right.
of denying.
Thanks.
That's carried. That council hereby authorizes administration to begin the RFP process for a new tanker pumper fire truck as recommended by the GM of Protective Services. Councillor Blair. Paul?
Well, I would have dazzled you all had we had an Operations Standing Committee meeting, and I would have had a whole bunch of stuff there to talk about. But I think ad nauseum, I've talked about this at length quite a bit here recently. So again, I would like to be able to start the process to start getting you some hardcore numbers on what we can get for a truck going in the future. Because as we said, it's not a matter of if, it's when. I know in talking about our needs and our wants, this kind of falls more into the needs category. So I'll start that process, and hopefully with council saying we can start that process, we can bring this to the fire operation, or sorry, the regional fire partners meeting, which will be in February, to say that you've given me the go ahead and start from there.
Thank you, Paul. Are there any questions or comments about getting this started? The sooner we start, the cheaper it'll be, I think.
Right.
Just like everything else.
3-year wait.
So. All right, all those in favor? That's carried. That the reports of standing and special committees recorded as items 10.1 to 10.2 be received and filed. Councillor Blair. Everybody's had a chance to read through those. Any questions? Pretty straightforward. I think probably oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, all those, I thought you were saying all those in favor.
No, I was just gonna say, I know on the airport advisory committee, we're looking at changing the meetings. We're struggling as we are.
We
That's the
do
next
have
one.
that as a resolution coming up.
Oh, perfect. I'm jumping the gun.
So we have to vote on the first
Yeah,
Yeah,
thing.
so all those in favor? That council hereby agrees to amend the Nipawin Airport Terms of Reference, reducing meetings from quarterly to semi-annually as recommended by the Nipawin Airport Advisory Committee. Councillor Vic. So, yeah, we just hard getting quorum. So. Any other questions or comments?
I can just say that doesn't preclude us from having a meeting if we have an issue come up. We can call a meeting of the committee at any time. It's just
They have to at least have two.
at least two, yes.
Okay, all those in favor? That's carried. That the reports of committees and boards recorded as items 11.1 to 11.2 be received and filed. Councillor Blair. Everybody's had a chance to read through those ones. They're pretty exciting, I'm sure. Any questions on them? Okay, all those in favor? That's carried. That communications recorded as item 12.1 be received and filed. Councillor Vic. All those in favor? That's carried. That correspondence from the RM of Nipawin regarding boundary alteration discussion be received and filed. Councillor Stewart. Everybody's had a chance to read that letter, I'm sure. And I'm sure there's all sorts of comments. So, any of them for right now?
Just disappointed.
Yes,
Very.
indeed. All those in favor? That's carried. All right. So that council hereby approves the deputy mayor. Do we need to do this first before we go into it?
Put the resolution.
Okay, we'll put it on the table. The council hereby approves the deputy mayor, civic and committee appointments for 2026 as presented. Councillor Stewart. All right. I do have printed copies here. People would like them. Sorry?
I'm-
Do you want a copy of it?
No, I can look up the computer.
Anybody else?
We can take a copy so we can make-
Okay, yeah, we got a copy for notes.
Used to be.
So I know it's a little bit tougher when there's a couple of us not here at the table. But we've got our governance and, well, actually, we'll start at the top, sorry, deputy mayor. Is anybody interested in having that role? It's currently Jeff. He would like a holiday.
Sure, yeah.
Is anybody here at the table interested? Don't all jump up and down at once. Les, I know you expressed a little bit of interest briefly last year at the beginning when we were doing it.
The main role of deputy mayor is to get a sign off on the expenses. You have to be able to log in and pay off payroll. You have to be able to do some internet banking. And if the mayor can't make things, which never actually really happened ever once this year, you made everything, so you didn't have to ask me to go and do a speech or anything. You have to go and do those speeches.
So you'll coach me?
I don't know there's much to coach other than that. It's about the technical stuff more than anything. It's knowing the policies and, for reimbursement and then.
Yeah. And in terms of the, like, payments and stuff like that, between Maria and myself, Michelle, we can make sure to help you out with all of that.
It's getting it all set up. It's quite the fun. Getting the CAF to.
Does that sound like a good idea? Want to give it a shot?
Sure.
All right. Thank you, Les. Okay, on to the standing committees. I have to go to both of them, so I'll let you guys decide.
I don't, I think we leave it at status quo.
Oh, I said, there's some people that might want a chair.
Well-
They might want a chair.
Standing committees?
Well, if you want a chair, sorry, I just been changing people
Oh.
once.
Leave the
If you
people.
wanna take the chair, absolutely.
Leave the meeting. You can sit back in the chair. I've been the chair of the governance and finance for a long time, it feels like.
So it's
Well,
good.
I don't necessarily need to be chair, but are you wanting to get off governance? Is that what you're
Oh, it
saying?
doesn't matter which one.
Because I think the other.
They just
two
bring it all to
have be
everything
on
anyways.
governance
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because of the conflicts and stuff.
Councillor Fast does.
Okay, so Councillor Fast will stay on the governance.
I guess she doesn't have to.
There would just be quite a few conflicts. Do we want to just keep the people the same and maybe the chairs would like to rotate?
Like I said, the way that we run our standing committees, the issues go to both. That should technically be in the order of one or the other. So
Yeah.
it really is like you're splitting hairs there.
I agree, leave the people the same, just maybe change the chair.
Yeah, it's time to
Yeah,
switch chairs.
Whatever you wanna do.
Yeah, and Les can be the chair of the
The
operations. Yeah.
I'm good.
This is how it starts, lads.
Well, you got a deputy mayor and a chair. You me last year. Yeah, we did, yeah. I think Kylie's on.
Kylie's-
She's on
Governance.
governance.
Oh,
There's only.
I'm gonna designate Kylie to be chair of governance in Larryville.
And both Counselor Fast and Counselor Newdorf, agreed to, they let me know that they are willing to stay on whichever committees that they're representatives, but they are willing to do whatever council chooses.
We can put them on
Lobby
lobby.
chairs.
I don't think they agreed to do every committee.
I think that they would be good. One, let's give which one the chair or
So Kylie's on governance?
Yeah.
Let's let her be, let's.
Okay.
Let's
set her-
let her be.
Yeah,
chair.
Chair.
we'll set.
5 years it's been.
As a chair, and we'll help coach her through that role.
Oh, it'll be fine. She'll be fine with it. It's not that difficult.
There we go. Counselor Newdorf, Fast and Stewart, and Counselor Blair, Watts and Vic.
Perfect. Okay, so we'll start at the top. So Nipawin Chamber of Commerce. I don't think I'm fine there. Unless somebody else wants that.
Nope.
Okay.
You seem to have a pretty good relationship there. I think I would ruin it.
Okay. Nipawin District Living Forestry Museum. We've got Counselor Fast as the alternate. Okay.
Yeah, Counselor Fast was last year.
Is anybody else interested in that that's at the table today? We can leave it, so. Okay. We'll go to the Regional Park Board. We've got Counselor Vic and then Counselor Newdorf as the alternate.
And all of these as well are the same from last year, and they've all expressed interest.
Instinct.
And we did
Okay.
receive it. We did receive interest from one other individual. However, they said they would be willing to sit on any board where they were needed. And at that point in time, we didn't have any representatives new as for the library board. We were down to 2. And we reached out to that individual and he said, oh, I'm an avid user of the library and I would be happy to sit on the library board. So we shifted them down to the library. Otherwise,
Okay.
everybody are returning volunteers.
Okay. So is anybody, Stacy,
I'm good.
you're good, you
Yeah.
enjoy that one?
Well, we got continuity like now.
It's a bigger role, that one.
Okay. Okay, we can leave that one
Happy to leave it
standing
with
then.
Pardon me?
Happy to leave it with you.
The Nipawin Library Board, like we just talked about, I know Counselor Newdorf did say, because of the size of the role, she'd like to stay on another year in continuity, so. We didn't have a alternate there. Do we need to name one?
We haven't in the past, but
Okay.
that's,
If she ever can't make a meeting, we can always send an email out too.
and then there's 4 new, we've had expression of interest from 4 new individuals,
That's great.
which is
Which-
really
yeah,
good
that's
to see
really
this
good.
year. Mhm.
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
Okay, so if there's no changes there, we'll go to the Regional Library Board, the Wapiti one, it's same.
Yeah.
With Counselor Newdorf. And next one, the Wapiti Valley Regional Park. Counselor Fast was there. Any thoughts to change or anything like that? Okay,
No, I've done it before, so I did it for many years, so it was only one for her.
okay, we'll leave that one as is. Neat PC Gateway, Keewatin and Hudson Bay Route Association. Myself and Counselor Blair. I'd like to stay on this one. It's been, yeah, one of those larger ones where continuity is key.
Yeah, and it would be tough for me to get to Wadena for 10 a.m. That's for sure.
Right,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I agree.
If only it was in Wadena. Actually, the last one was in Garrett River,
Huh.
which was kind of nice.
Still
I'd
working
still
at
be
10 a.m.
Yeah,
Counselor Blair, Les, you're all right on that one, yeah?
On,
Neat PC,
Oh,
Gateway
yeah.
as the alternate?
Yeah.
Okay. Torch River Rail, we've got, Counselor Watts and Counselor Fast.
So you're gonna meet
What do you think, Joyce? You gonna stay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Unless somebody really wants to
That's twice.
learn
Yeah.
about the airport. Okay. The Emergency Measures Control Committee and Emergency Measures Planning.
That's gonna be your deputy mayor. So
And now it would be the deputy mayor and myself. Any reason to change that? Okay. Regional Fire Partners, myself and Councillor Newdorf. I think we need to change that one. Well, I think it's probably gonna be status quo the whole way. Garrett River Valley Mutual Aid, I'll be staying there. Keep Councillor Newdorf there. Twin Lakes and District Planning Commission,
I got the heliport built, so. But it wasn't me, it was the committee and everything. We got the darn thing built.
yeah,
I'm okay leaving it, I'm okay going as an alternate, I'm okay staying wherever I am. Doesn't matter to me.
okay. Does anybody else wanna try that commitment? There is
Do you
quite a
wanna be
bit
the
to
chair?
it.
No, I'm good.
You're good where you are?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
he calls me if he needs me, so,
Yeah,
and I
Okay.
go most times.
and you're already there, and that's all it would be, so.
Okay.
Okay.
So that takes care of all of the appointments. Any last questions or comments? Once we're approved, we're locked in for a year.
Another one.
Yeah,
On a chair and a deputy mayor, yes, it's great.
all right, all those in favor? That's carried.
Good.
Okay, should I can take us into the public hearing, right?
We got the council
The
meeting.
next one is the regular council meeting schedule.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I misread it. The council hereby approves the schedule for regular meetings of council for the year 2026 as follows. Regular meetings of council will be held on the second and fourth Mondays of each month, commencing at 7 p.m., with the exception of the months of July, August, and December, when regular meetings will only be held on the second Monday of the month. And that for the month of December, a second meeting date, if required, shall be determined by resolution of council. And further, that when a regular meeting of council falls on a statutory or civic holiday, the meeting shall be held on the following Tuesday in accordance with the council procedures bylaw. Councillor Stewart. So, does anybody see a reason to change? Anybody like to change, Joyce?
Why don't we do Tuesdays and then we don't have to worry about being back from a holiday on a Monday or something if you had to be away for the weekend and you have time to read your board packages. And for staff holidays, they're usually landing on a Monday.
We would need to change our council procedures bylaw. We'd have to do some advertising. Sometimes stat holidays do, you're right, the majority fall on a Monday. There are some that fall on Tuesday. Remembrance Day is one example. Christmas,
Canada Day.
excuse me, Canada Day.
Those days don't matter. They're not part of the schedule.
But if they fall on a Monday, they are.
No, they're the,
Well, Canada Day
that's,
wouldn't.
the Remembrance Day could.
That's the only one. that I would
July
say.
1st wouldn't, but yes,
Yeah.
we could leave it as this resolution for our first meeting, and then we would have to advertise that we're looking at amending our council procedures bylaw. And then it would have to come back to another council meeting
Mhm.
to change
Just a
that.
question.
There's,
I like to leave it status quo.
I agree.
It's easy. I like Mondays for me. It works well with my schedule. But
Yeah.
I can see where Joyce is coming from though with the stat holidays.
Mhm.
You know, potentially shuffling a little bit.
In February, we'll have to shuffle sometimes. That's usually the third Monday.
I never take holidays, so
That's just work.
What's a holiday?
what's the holiday?
the first and third Mondays just are fire practice.
Oh, okay.
I'm okay with it.
Okay, so it sounds like leaving it is kind of the consensus, but we'll make the vote happen. All those in favor of no change? That's carried. See you in 2 weeks. All right, so we're moving on to 14.4, public hearing. I'm just going to gather some of these. And what they didn't tell you, Deputy Mayor.
14.3.
So I have a conflict, so you'll be responsible for going through these. Michelle will be able to help you out if you have questions.
No. I'll do it.
So you want me to read this?
Yes.
The resolution introduced at the duly constituted meeting of the council, that the regular meeting of the council will recess to a public hearing to hear submissions in support of or in opposition to discretionary use permit application number 25-34 a cannabis retail store. Councilor Vic. Michelle was next.
This is just a resolution to go into the public hearing.
Sorry.
So this is just a resolution to go into the public hearing, so we don't have any information to present at this point.
Okay,
She would just call the question.
so just call the question.
Now you just ask all in favor.
All in favor?
All in favor. All in favor. Sorry. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
And then opposed and carried. And you circle carried at the bottom. And then initial over on the far right hand side. Okay.
Didn't want to go.
Just like-
So I read that.
Yes, read all the way up to here.
Okay, so as presiding officer, I hereby declare the public hearing open. This public hearing is established under the authority of section 24 of the Town of Nipawin Council Procedures Bylaw number 1170-23. And the purpose of this public hearing is to hear submissions in support of or against discretionary use application number 25-34 for a cannabis retail store.
So I would ask,
So was anybody speaking in favor of?
but we have to present it, sorry. Sorry, I missed a line there.
Okay. So I would ask the chief administration officer to introduce the matter under consideration.
Okay, and I'll let Jeff speak to that.
So this discretionary use is for a cannabis retail store. The applicant is proposing to renovate the building and open it as a cannabis retail store. There, in my review, I looked at the site itself. There is quite a bit of street parking in that area of town. They indicated that deliveries would be made through the back of the building. And then I also looked at the uses that are nearby. With the cannabis retail store, there's people that will come in, purchase cannabis, and then typically leave. There isn't generally a lot of like hanging around at the store and stuff like that. So we aren't expecting a disturbance to the other businesses that are there. That's about it.
Okay, does anybody have any comments?
In favor of.
Hmm?
You have to ask in favor of the,
In favor of the resolution.
then you have to ask it a second time.
So the second time, does anybody have any comments in favor of this resolution? And the third time, anybody have any comments in favor of this resolution? None?
Do the
So-
same.
Yeah, so I would ask if anybody has any comments in opposition to this solution.
Well, for one thing, there's, a daycare for kids on that same street, not too far away. I thought there was a policy where you couldn't have something like that within an area, like, I'm not sure what it is, but,
Yeah, I think Jeff can speak to that.
pardon me?
Yeah, we have it in the zoning bylaws, there has to be at least 50 meters separation distance between those uses, and they are further.
Well, the other thing is then too, right beside that place, there's another shop, I'm not sure what they're selling, but through their back door, they have something going on. Does that make any sense to have two places side by side selling whatever it is they're selling?
I believe they are different products, but I'm not 100% sure.
Anyways, I'm not in favor of it.
Mhm.
If there's any,
We'll note your
Yeah.
comments.
pardon me,
We will note your comments. Yep.
And
And
is
we
that
also,
part of this letter too? That's.
yes, we
reading?
also received a letter from a neighboring business in opposition. It's attached
in
to.
fact, excuse me, isn't there another shop right there too that they get delivered as well? Like there'd be 3 shops in a row then. Like there's they built a fence out back. I don't know what happened. I don't see too much traffic there, but, I think somebody dropped stuff off there too. Like, I don't know what the name of it is.
There is, there's a yoga studio, a Pilates class, the chiropractors, and then the Legion is there as well. Generally those businesses, like they're commercial businesses, so they can get deliveries at the back.
Well, there was one shop that opened up and they seemed to maybe have closed, but still, I think there's somebody that drops stuff off there. I don't know what that's about.
I'm not familiar with that.
No.
There's a vape shop there.
Yeah, those are like
A vape
retail
shop.
shops, so they're not in violation of the bylaw in any way. So, you should get her name.
So Chelsea has a comment.
Sorry, there used to be a vape shop, beside the chiropractic clinic, but it's now been sold and it's a Pilates lounge now. If that's maybe what you're thinking of the drop, so it used to be vape, but it's been sold to Pilates. So it's a fitness studio now.
I didn't realize that, yeah.
Yeah. Really booming.
My fault.
And I will note for council that we did receive a letter in opposition to, and it has been attached to the agenda for council's information.
So we need to read that letter?
I can read it. Where did the letter go?
I was looking for that.
That's what I was looking for too.
14.3. Pardon?
It's under 14.3.
I have it up on my screen.
Oh, no.
Here. Sorry about that. Would council like me to read the letter? Okay. Thank you for the opportunity to provide feedback on the application to convert the above-mentioned business into a cannabis retail store. I strongly oppose the approval of another cannabis retail store in our community for the following reasons. First, increasing the number of cannabis retail stores contributes to the normalization of drug use in our community. I'm deeply concerned about the message this sends to children and young adults that cannabis use is harmless or socially expected. There is well-documented evidence showing that cannabis use before the age of 25 is associated with a significantly increased risk of serious mental health conditions, including schizophrenia. Further normalization of cannabis use risks increasing substance use, which would negatively impact community health and well-being. Second, our community already faces challenges related to limited law enforcement resources. Approving another cannabis store would likely increase demands on law enforcement, particularly with respect to impaired driving and public safety concerns, placing additional strain on an already overburdened system. Third, and most concerning, is the proposed location itself. The surrounding area is currently anchored by businesses that actively promote health, wellness, and positive lifestyle choices, including fitness and spin classes, a Pilates studio, a chiropractic clinic, and a nearby daycare. These businesses contribute to a safe, family-oriented, and health-focused environment. Introducing a cannabis retail store into this setting directly undermines the purpose and values of this area. It sends a contradictory message by placing a substance-focused retail outlet alongside businesses dedicated to physical health, rehabilitation, and childcare. This is not an appropriate or compatible land use and detracts from the positive health-centered identity these businesses have worked to build. Finally, increased visibility of cannabis retail stores, particularly in areas associated with health and family services, may negatively affect how our town is perceived by potential newcomers. I'm concerned that it could erode Nipawin's image as a family-friendly community and discourage families from choosing to live here. For these reasons, I respectfully urge you to deny this application.
So second time, I would ask if there's anyone who would like to speak against this matter.
You gotta speak up a little.
Okay.
Third time, but is there anyone who would wish to speak against this matter?
I've already said I'm not in favor of it. But part of the reason why is I do have family members that are like vegetables right now. I have a nephew that committed suicide. I have a daughter that's like a vegetable. I have grandsons that are like, they're just not there. And I know it causes schizophrenia. Like, I know it's a cause to work it. I don't know how. I can't say that for sure, but I know how it acts with my children or grandchildren and relatives. I have a nephew that committed suicide. I don't know. I'm just not happy about it all.
We will appreciate your comments. Thank you so much. So
Is the
close
person
this.
here today that's inquiring about it? No.
Sorry?
Is the person here that's inquiring about it today?
No.
No.
So you've done 3 times?
Yeah.
Okay, so then the next,
Declare closed.
Yeah.
So after hearing all the for and against, we declare this public hearing closed at 20:05. What's we call them?
yep, and now you do the next resolution to adjourn the public hearing.
So we ask now for motion to close and adjourn the regular meeting of council.
And resume the regular meeting.
And resume the regular, oh yeah, okay,
Close
sorry.
the public hearing and resume.
Close the public hearing and resume the regular meeting of council.
I kind of like the way Les was going there. It was.
Councillor Watts goes up at the top.
So, all in favor of this motion?
This is just to adjourn the
Just to
public
adjourn,
meeting.
just to adjourn, just to adjourn the meeting, okay. Motion, all in favor?
So we have to call that it's carried.
Sorry,
Then you announce that it's carried.
so yeah, that is carried.
Okay. Now the discretionary use application.
Now we need a resolution that the council hereby approves development permit 25-34 for a cannabis retail store as recommended by the land planner. And that business hours be restricted to 8 AM to 11 PM in accordance with the business license bylaw number 1104-20.
So we need somebody to put it on the table so that we can vote.
Council Stewart? All in favor?
No,
Hmm.
ask for discussion.
Discussion?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, do you have anything else to add to this?
I don't really have anything else to add. If there's questions I can try to answer, I think I went through it in the report. It's really kind of I don't have any new information, I guess, put it that way.
Just a couple of things. I want a recorded vote, and I have to agree with the people that have attended today that it's not, I don't think it's a good place for a cannabis store. And also with the letter that was presented as well, I don't think it puts Nipawin in a good light. We have 2 stores on Main Drag Cannabis. And as far as the loitering, I did see a little bit in the front of the one on the corner of the Richardson's Main Street in the second. So I am seeing some of that, and then it's 2 areas that I pass every day. So I do have concerns, and I definitely will be voting no.
Anybody else?
I don't exactly like the location, but I posed the same question as I do now. If it was a lounge, would we oppose it? Or a bar, would we oppose it? And this is like another liquor store, so to speak. So where I'm going with is where you're trying to get some fairness in this. I'm not saying that I'm really for it, but I'm also trying to say that I think in another eye, if this was a liquor store, I don't know. But it's more publicly or socially accepted.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going.
How about a daycare that was turned down for not being able to go to a building
I
because they were close to a cannabis store?
quite agree, but then the bar was right across the street.
True. Yeah.
So,
But the same idea.
Excuse me, could I say something to that? If it's such a good product, like we sell some of this, can I?
Yeah, I'm sorry, the public hearing's closed, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, sorry, yeah.
Sorry.
You can go ahead. Council Stewart?
Council sets the policy, they set which we have in the bylaw.
Right.
We don't choose down, we don't choose winners and losers, we set the policy. If this meets all criteria of the policy and the bylaw, then it should be approved. Simply put, right? Or else we're just picking winners and losers,
Right.
and we can't do that and expect any commercial to ever respect wanting to come here and do business, simply put. It's far enough away from the daycare. It wasn't in a health and safety place until the vape shop became a yoga studio all of like 3 months ago. So not much, about a year ago. Well, my wife does love that, right? Studio. And that's things. It's in the policy. So I think we should approve it.
Council Watts?
That is true that the bylaw is stating that this could be in that area because we removed community centers and physical fitness centers. But again, I voted against that bylaw.
And
So
that's noted.
I stand by my vote.
And agreed, and that's noted in the other recorded vote that we have so, on the subject, right? So, but the reality is that bylaw is changed, and that's because to do anything, any business in this town with liquor or anything, the fact of the matter is we have daycares right downtown, and it wouldn't even as much as 70 meters away, you're in violation just about anywhere.
And we did have this discussion before.
Yep, you've been over this. So when we did that other approval, so I think it needs to go forward, and yeah, we set the rules and we'll live by them.
So I guess we'll all bring the vote.
And it's a recorded vote too. Sorry,
Yeah, I just.
make you work on it.
Yeah. So, all in favor? And opposed?
You have to vote too,
You have to vote too.
I do too.
Yeah, you do too.
so I should recall it.
So,
All those in favor?
all those in favor?
There you go.
And all those opposed?
You can't vote after.
Yes, and that is scary.
There you go.
Take those papers off. Aren't you glad you did the deputy?
Yeah, I must not be perfect.
I was smiling over here because it was me. I didn't know if you'd been smiling.
By the end of the year, you'll just rattle it.
Oh, I'm doing some homework.
Yeah. Well,
All right. So we're coming around to the public forum. I guess we don't have public anymore. I guess before that round table, sorry. Stacy, let's start with you today.
boy, there. Other than what goes on in my personal life, nothing really. It's, Christmas and New Year's were good, quick. Supported the arts in the weekend. Watched one of Jeff's family members put on a really, really good show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My cousin's boy.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was coming to Nipawin, so that's kind of great.
So that was good.
Yeah.
Short it up. That's it. No meetings.
No.
Oh, budget meeting. Everyone went to the budget meeting.
That's right. All right, go ahead, Les.
Budget meeting. And Christmas, yeah, it was, quiet month, yeah. Didn't get much. Loud snow.
Yeah, a little
I
bit
did
of
a lot
that.
of that too.
Yeah. And Joyce?
The two budget meetings and some hiring committee work and testing out the roads in Saskatoon and the highways for the last few weeks. And that's about it, I think.
Alrighty, and Jeff?
Budget meetings, I think there's a Twin Lakes meeting in there on the 17th, but interviews and things like that for this new CAO position. Think you're gonna speak a bit more on those, or
Yeah.
not much to say other than we interviewed some people, so.
Yeah. So myself, December 9th, I attended a NEAT PC meeting. I'll just go over a couple of highlighted notes from that. Let me just pull it up here. So the SARM rep provided some updates that SARM has been in Ottawa advocating for increased road funding federally. The Port of Vancouver is nearing its max capacity. And so what they're starting to do in Saskatchewan is look at the Port of Nelson and the Port of Churchill as viable expansion options. And Port of Churchill has been coming up in the news a lot more lately, so maybe that's a good thing. Russell, Manitoba potash will be exporting through the Port of Churchill beginning in the next year or so. It's half the price of the other ports in the country, so that was kind of interesting to hear. Other than that, Edgewood Forest Products did a bit of a presentation there, and one note I took from there, they spend $250,000 a month in power. Yeah, so that's just an interesting note that I took out of there.
Build their own power plant.
Just about.
Try to go, Jim.
That costs a bit more.
So December 10th, I attended the airport committee where we discussed, the big topic of that one was tree trimming at the end of the one runway. The downside is that the trees there fall on RM land, not on the town-owned piece of the airport land. So we're still in negotiations there, trying to get those trees taken down. And as we saw earlier in the meeting, we're moving to semi-annual meetings. December 10th was also the landfill committee. And similar to the airport, quorum is a struggle sometimes. So we didn't have an official meeting. We did meet at the landfill though, which was kind of nice. Got to see the new building that we put up and kind of check some stuff out there. So Jamie provided some updates for the people that did attend. December 12th was our staff Christmas party, as many of you will remember. It was a blast. We celebrated a lot with our staff members, and there were some big milestones amongst the staff, so that was good. And I didn't get stuck in any of the escape rooms. So December 13th was also, I had a museum supper. The 16th was budget meeting. On the 18th, I did a radio interview with CJVR, just doing a year in review. On the 19th was the first meeting for our hiring committee. On the 8th, I did some interview prep here. And on the 9th, we performed some candidate interviews with the hiring committee. We'll be talking about that a little bit more later on. Earlier today, I actually did a Zoom interview with Jeremy Dodge with CTV. Did a quick year in review with him. That's actually going to air tomorrow morning at 7:40 a.m. So if you're at home having coffee, turn on CTV and you'll see my face. And I think my shoulders too. And then earlier today, we had our second budget meeting. So that's kind of what I've been up to. I did also go out to the fireworks on Tobin Lake and parked out on the ice. It was the longest show that I think I've been to. It was almost 30 minutes of fireworks. So it was a lot of fun out there. And lots of people in attendance. So
It was, and then you have a sip of your.
Sorry, candles.
actually, it was a pretty in-depth show. It's not just little ones.
Just-
All right.
Just a note of interest, those fireworks come through our place and they brought a trailer to haul them out there.
Okay.
There was a lot of them.
Yeah. That the regular council meeting of January 12th, 2026 be closed with Mayor Zacharias in the chair pursuant to section 122A of the Municipalities Act and citing exemptions contained in the Local Authority Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act under section 16, advice from officials, and section 122B concerns long range or strategic